Hey there, thanks for tuning into Duck Bricks. I'm Chris, and today we have an incredibly exciting breaking news announcement. The direct-to-consumer LEGO Lord of the Rings Rivendell set has finally been revealed. This is so exciting because, as a quick backstory, LEGO Lord of the Rings was a relatively short-lived license theme. It started back in 2012 to coincide with the release of the Hobbit films in the following years. But honestly, once the Hobbit films wrapped up, we didn't really get anything related to Lord of the Rings. Sure, there were some LEGO Dimensions packs, but honestly, those didn't really count. They never gave us any new minifigures. And since then, fans have been wondering if we will ever be seeing LEGO Lord of the Rings again. And well, LEGO has answered our prayers this year in 2023 because not only are we getting 3 different brickheads, which have been previously revealed, we're getting an absolutely colossal $500+ set for Lord of the Rings, which is just insane. I cannot wait to get my hands on this. So exciting that they are doing this, and I think without further ado, we should just jump right in and take a look at the set itself. Alright, so this is set number 10316, LEGO Lord of the Rings Rivendell. The set will retail for $500, 500 euros, and 430 British pounds, comes with 15 minifigures, which we will look at in detail later on, and splits into 3 separate sections, which you can also build simultaneously, specifically the Council Ring, the Tower, and the Gazebo, which means that this is definitely going to be a set that I'll have a lot of fun building with friends. Now, I think the most important thing here is to look at the minifigures first, because obviously it's been quite a few years since Lord of the Rings first hit store shelves in LEGO format, and it definitely is pretty important to take a look at how minifigures have evolved over time. First of all, it comes with all 9 members of the Fellowship. Here in this picture, you can see Boromir and Legolas, as well as 2 generic elves. I like that they also included 2 just like random elves. I'm sure these actually correspond to on-screen designs, but it's cool that they just included extra elves to populate the scene because that makes sense. Next up, we have Glowing the Dwarf, as well as Gimli, featuring brand new axe molds that are specific to Gimli, which is so exciting. The helmet actually looks like it might be the old mold from 2012, not 100% sure. Interesting how he's using mid-legs, but I guess he was a little bit taller than the hobbits. And of course you have all 4 main hobbits. You have Frodo, Pippin, Merry, and Sam, so great to see those dual molded short legs. Those were kind of featured in the Lord of the Rings video game, the LEGO Lord of the Rings game. However, that was before LEGO really had the technology to do dual molding. That really only appeared in 2015, 2014, and beyond, so it's cool that we actually are able to get these for the Hobbit minifigures. Moving onwards, we have Elrond, who looks fantastic, a really great design, and Gandalf, who also looks really good, using the same beard and the same wizard's hat piece, which is pretty interesting. I wasn't sure if they would do a new mold for the hat, but no, they're just using the same classic wizard's hat piece. But what he does get is a brand new printed skirt element, which just looks so good, just absolutely adds that extra layer of detail. You also have the old version of Bilbo there, the Hobbit form, which is really nice. I hope that the alternate face is the crazed expression he makes when he makes a play for the ring, so that would be a really funny expression to get in LEGO form, I think. But there, his face is kind of just a normal expression. And then lastly, you have Arwen and Aragorn, which is great to see because, I mean, obviously I think it makes sense to include both of them here. I'm sure we're going to get different outfits of these characters later on as the Lord of the Rings LEGO line progresses past 2023. Really hope that we get more sets than just this, but you can see there basically the accurate clothing that the 2 different characters wore in Rivendell. In addition to this, we also get a couple of different statues. These are not officially counted as minifigures in the set, but I mean, they're basically new minifigures. They have new prints on the faces and the torsos, so a number of different elven statues which are mentioned to be unnamed elven statues of the past, and we actually get quite a few of these. I mean, they are scattered pretty much everywhere, which is really interesting to see, that it just has a lot of extra minifigures, especially around this particular circular tower element, which is cool, because of course if you're a Lord of the Rings fan and want to continue to collect them, you can just display these as standard minifigures in your collection. But moving on from that, I think it's time we take a look at the main set as a whole, because this is so exciting. I have been waiting for Lord of the Rings to come back for years and years, and now that I was speculating, like last year or even 2 years ago when they were talking about doing the Rings of Power show, I was saying it's the perfect time to bring Lord of the Rings back. It is literally perfect because there's a new show, it is more relevant than ever. Maybe it's time that they start to do stuff with it, and finally, LEGO sure has. So for $500, this is Rivendell, and I know that when pictures leaked initially, a lot of folks were saying, I don't know if that's worth $500, like maybe maybe 400, maybe 350, but 500 is a little much. Now that we've actually gotten high-res pictures though, I think it's really nice to be able to see just the depth of this, and to be able to see how far back it goes. There is an actual fully detailed and tiled up interior inside the main buildings. There isn't just kind of just a really standard type of facade front. It really does go all the way in the back, and it is absolutely packed full of detail. So let's take a look at some of those details now. First off, we have some box photos here, so it's good to see the box, but honestly it just really shows the front from a few angles, and of course the back of the box as well, showing the interior scenes. Then of course the back view is showcasing all of the different details that you can see inside of the building itself. We'll be getting to a few of these later because there's a lot of really interesting things here. Now this is really cool. So LEGO has made a brand new mold for the broken shattered sword. That is so cool, like the Isildur's main sword, like that's so interesting. How they made a broken sword mold that is obviously very, very specific to Lord of the Rings. Aragorn also has a new sword mold himself, as well as Boromir, that does not look like this. So presumably, when we get later Lord of the Rings sets, we will be getting the sword reforged and fully built up in a brand new element, which is going to be so exciting. Love how they are making exclusive new molds for swords here. A lot of medieval fans are going to be so happy about this, and that's honestly just super useful, not just in the Lord of the Rings context, but if you want to make like a medieval battle scene, having a sword that is meant to be broken is really cool. So big fan of that, how they have that being on display here, and that just looks just like it does in the movie with the elf statue with the sword being presented there. Now, down here you can see a similar sword mold being kind of forged here in the forge area. I like how they're using... What piece is that? Is that the... It's like a new... I feel like I've seen that in one of the newer sets. I'd have to go back and look. But the leaf elements here, those are brand new for 2023. Huh. Really interesting leaf pieces being used for the foliage around here. If you see that like bright green leaf piece, so I do like that. I also like how the tree's roots are kind of continuing down the side of the build. That looks fantastic. And of course, zooming outwards to the council chamber area, you've got the different seats for the fellowship to be seated around there. Looks so good. You have some areas for like water underneath. And of course, that roof tiling. Ooh. That's gonna be, I'm gonna be honest, that is going to be a pain to put on, but it's gonna be, it looks so good when it's done. Like, putting on those 1x1 tiles is gonna be very annoying, but I think the effect that it achieves is so good. It just looks phenomenal. So, big fan of that. Of course, you have a nice bridge going over water. These trees kind of remind me of the trees from the A-frame cabin, which I thought were just okay. They could have had a few more leaves maybe, but I think they're done a little bit better than that one. But overall, nice to see a waterfall there, and the river just looks so good. I like how they were able to brick build the gushing water and the tips of it being in white. That looks so good to me. You have, look at this intricate little pagoda type building here. That just looks phenomenal, the way that it's built. Just having those very nice intricate little details. Of course, the top tower as well. Everything is fully detailed up here, which is so good. And would you look at that, Gimli has the option to have hair or a helmet, which is great. Did not show that in the figure images, but it's really cool to see that here. And the chairs are also really well done. I mean, look at how those chairs are built. You have a recolor of a nougat popsicle being used as the back of the chairs there. Just such interesting building techniques. Just overall very good. Now, you even have a brick. That's so weird. I think that's the first time LEGO's done this. To mimic Frodo sitting on the bed, they have actually included brick-built legs, where he has these studs on the side legs with the feet showing at the bottom. That's so interesting. And of course, you have his Mithril outfit in the chest there, so that is a good one to see. Really nice seeing that, so that is a great design. And of course, a lot of great stickers here. Bilbo writing the There and Back Again book, great to see that. And then you have some top-down views here, which is really nice and really shows the depth and layering of what you can see here. One thing that I didn't really show up close, but I do want to point out, is that on the back here, of the back of the model, it's a very interesting sticker, because you can actually see there is a sticker depicting Sauron in some sort of a mural. But that's very exciting to me because it kind of hints that we might be getting a new Sauron minifigure. I certainly hope so. That would be so cool. I really hope that we get that, because it was notably missing from the original lineup. I am certain that LEGO will not make it missing again. I know that a lot of people have been wanting it. We almost got it for LEGO Dimensions, which is really funny. Like, we nearly got one for Dimensions, but eventually they were like, no, they chose not to do it, which was sad. But yeah, looking at the back here, would be very nice to get that Sauron type of design. I really hope that we get that figure. Moving onwards, we have some standard lifestyle photos. I mean, all LEGO fans are kind of used to seeing these, and they're not as egregious as some of the other photos that we've gotten in the past, but you have just the different types of buildings sitting on the kind of table here. You have a lineup of all the minifigures. That looks good. Look at all the minifigures together. Cannot wait to get my hands on these figures. Finally, my Lord of the Rings minifigure display will be expanded. So exciting. Love seeing all the little details here. Yeah, there's that Sauron again, that kind of on the back there. Kind of exciting. Hope that we get those in the future. But yeah, lots of really nice designs here for really showing what this looks like in a physical environment, which I really do like. You have different segments of it being built. Presumably you built all of it separately. Oh, that looks really good on a shelf. Wow, that looks fantastic. And there you have it. This has been the Lord of the Rings Rivendell set. One last thing I want to talk about is the value. Is this worth $500? I don't know. 500 is a lot. I would have to have it in hand to really, really be able to judge the value. I think definitely want it to be in hand. The weird thing is it mentions that you can purchase it March 5th to March 7th if you're a VIP member, and you get the free Frodo and Gollum brickhead set with it. But, like, that's just a set. I find that really weird. Like, I already bought that set, so I don't know, like, I don't know what I'm going to do with that extra one. But kind of weird how they're giving that as a free gift with purchase. I wish they had a different gift with purchase. I mean, maybe it's a double-edged sword, because if they had a different GWP, people would complain that it was exclusive to something like this, and it's kind of locked behind an exclusive set. But now this, it's like, I mean, you can get a brickhead set that you probably already have if you're a Lord of the Rings fan. But, you know, cool that we get a GWP. Strange how it's not releasing March 1st, it's releasing March 5th, but okay, whatever. Sure thing. From March 8th, it's available generally. And yeah, $500 US. I need to have this in hand. Obviously, I'll be doing a full review on this, of course, when it comes out. Unfortunately, I was not sent the set by the LEGO Ambassador Network, so I do not have this coming early. I did note my interest in Lord of the Rings, so hopefully in the future, if they ever do more, I'll be hopefully able to get those. But no, I was not sent this, so I will have to wait until it is fully available to purchase it on March 5th. You bet I'll be lining up on March 5th to get this. Ooh, one thing I am just noticing right now is that they do actually have that alternate face for Bilbo where he's going for the ring. I love that. That is so funny. They do actually have that, so that's great to see. But yeah, talking about value, minifigures are fantastic. The selection is wonderful. I just don't know if it's worth 500. I am leaning towards 400 or 450. That's just my initial thoughts, but you know, we're gonna have to wait and see. And, of course, stay tuned for my full review, where I'll be talking about the entire set as a whole, because I feel like that will be the best place I'll be able to actually judge the value of this build. But with that, this has been LEGO Lord of the Rings Triumphant Return. Now, LEGO, my question is, when are we going to get actual standard minifigure scale sets? I don't think it's enough to give us a few brickheads and then a $500 set. What about sets for folks who don't want to spend $500 but want minifigure scale Lord of the Rings stuff? Really, really hope that the theme makes a full-on return and isn't just limited to really expensive stuff like this, because that kind of locks a lot of people out of getting Lord of the Rings stuff, to be honest. But you know, this is a fantastic set. Here's hoping that this is just the beginning of a brand new LEGO Lord of the Rings theme. We'll see what the future holds. Alright, and with that, we have summed up our look at this massive direct-to-consumer LEGO Lord of the Rings set. I really want to hear your thoughts, so do let me know down in the comments below. What do you think of this model? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Are you going to pay this much money for a Lord of the Rings set? And what other LEGO sets could they do for Lord of the Rings in the future? Because now that they're open to making sets this big, the possibilities are basically endless and limitless for the kinds of sets we could see. So I can't wait to see more Lord of the Rings stuff coming out from LEGO soon. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and be sure to like and subscribe for even more LEGO news, reviews, discussion, and analyses coming away very soon. Thanks so much, and bye for now.